Hey, welcome to using the curves tool. So what we're going to do is we've got a picture right here and we've got a fair amount of darkness in it, and what we want to do is we want to brighten it up. So what we're going to do is we've removed the red eye just right now, but it's still kind of dark. And so what we're going to do is we are going to click on the top layer. And I want you to, if you don't have the adjustments window open, go Window and Adjustments. So that way you've got these adjustments. And see this guy right here, Curves, click on it. And it adds in a Curves adjustment layer. Now, let's talk about the Curves adjustment layer, because a lot of photographers have no idea how this works. And basically what you've got here is a bar graph or a histogram. And it's showing how many dark pixels there are, and how many light pixels there are. So you'll notice that really down here there's not many light pixels at all. That's this and a couple of these little things in the background. But we pretty much have an awful lot of dark. And you can tell that. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually adjust this. And the first thing that I want you to do, just click on Auto and see what it does. And you'll notice that it adds in a nice curve. It's called Curves after all. Basically what it's done is it's taken the dark parts and it's bumped them up slightly. Okay? And you can see right here, so the less darker parts are bumped up a bit more, and it's bring up just a nice easy curve to it. So let's click before and after. So that's this eye right here. So before, after, before, after. It's definitely nicer. So, I've actually find that the auto setting does a pretty good job. And you should always use one of the presets or the custom settings first before you start doing any changes yourself, because as soon as you click on one of these, it's going to put it right back to that spot. So now what we're going to do is we're also going to see if we go to preset and pick lighter. And you will notice that it creates this. Now, if we go back and forth, so for instance, if I do, where do we go? There to there. Not a whole lot of difference, actually. Go there to there. And that's okay. What you do need to know is you need to realize that the lighter settings would be exactly the same on all pictures that you do. The same amount of brightness and such. Where for auto, it's going to be different for everyone. Basically, it looks at the picture and makes a guess at what is going to look good. I like both of them, but you play around with it. See what it is that you like. Play around with some of these other ones too and see a strong contrast, okay, and medium contrast, etc. Okay? All right, now, if we go to default, you'll notice it brings it right back to this straight line. Okay, so nothing has happened. That's also this button right here. So if I just click on auto, see this guy right here? That resets it back to the default as well. Now, here's a really cool tool that you might want to use. See this one right here? If you click on it, you go to an area that you want. Now, notice it's changed to an eyedropper, and see how the dot is moving up and down the line. It's showing you, so these are the darker areas. See where the dot is? If I go over here onto the eye, it goes up higher. Okay, what about over here? It's way up to the top. Okay, and it's showing you where you are. So, but really what I want to do is I want to just actually go to her cheek. I'm going to click because I think it's a little overexposed. I'm going to pick that and I'm going to pull it down slightly. There it is right there, like that. Awesome. Or maybe what I might actually want to do is first hit auto, then go to the cheek and pull that down, up. I'm going to actually go back and forth. Isn't that interesting? It's working a little bit better. by pulling it up. Neat. I kind of like that. I didn't anticipate that. I actually thought I'd be needing to pull it down. But that's one of the things. You click and you drag up and down. You just say, okay, well, what looks best? Now let's try before and after. Before, after, looks so much better. All right, so I would suggest play around with some of these others right in here. See what it does. You can recalculate your histogram and all that kind of thing. Right? And just see what it does. But I definitely think that that the curves tool is a fabulous tool, and I use it in almost all of my photographs.